Yo, so next in the cosplay journey, so to speak, I'm going to be talking about something that's been very, very popular and continues to become popular, and that is ItaBags. ItaBags are a place to store like plushies, any kind of merchandise that you really want and to display. They can be based off of fandoms, just collections you may have, keychains, etc., etc. And I'm going to be showing you guys and talking about the 4 that I have in particular. Okay, the first thing you want to talk about with ItaBags in general is you can get them from many different places. Anywhere from Otaku Closet, there'll be some like nice hand-me-down ones, like this one that I gotten for like $5. It's a hand-me-down. Anywhere from there to Amazon, like my 2 over on this side, to getting a knockoff, excuse me, knockoff versions such as the ones that are sold at Hot Topic. I know in specific they still have a purple one and then a moon-shaped one. I have not seen this one in store anymore, so I don't think they have this one. But I've gotten this one from Hot Topic. They range anywhere from, like I said, cheap hand-me-downs to really expensive, such as the Hot Topic one being like $35, I think. That one was $18 last I checked, and that one was $25. But that one took forever to get to me. Okay, so this being my first ever ItaBag that I got, like a year ago, I pretty much had every single button, every single pin in here, so it looked really, really crowded and messy. I pretty much, as of recently, this one has turned into kind of like buttons that I've gotten from conventions and like complete memories. So like, I've gone to went to cafes. I have my different fandoms that I like. I've gotten, like I said, all these have come from conventions, or they have some sort of backstory behind them. Or they've gone, like, these bottom row is like nothing but cafe stuff. But all of them have like some sort of memory, and they've come from a convention and all. Oh, and even my little keychain, which I don't quite remember the anime. I've seen it before, it's just the name has completely skipped me, but it also lights up, and it's got a little, it's pretty much like a little crystal keychain. Okay, the one that I wanted to talk about, which, let's see if I can get to. My prized possession, pretty much. All of these buttons, except for maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of these have come from a convention of some sort. Actually, 6. 6 of these things have come from stores. The rest of it has all been convention related, or the pre-release of Kingdom Hearts 3. Not to mention, those 2 are from Box Lunch. This one was from GameStop. This Keyblade was from one of the blind boxes last year. And then, like I said, these, like, that one came from a convention, but it does not fit the theme. And the rest of these all came from store-bought, pretty much. The rest of these have come from conventions, and I've bought them throughout the years. And, like, even with all the keychains on the side, too, they've all come from conventions as well. Otaku Closet was this mirror. Kanji-Con. And then, like, this came with my lanyard that I use for this. And I mean, even that Keyblade in specific was my very, 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 very first convention. In the year of 08 or 09, I think it's 08. That was one of my very, very first merchandise ever from a convention. Oh, the one thing I do have to complain with the Hot Topic one in specific is the way you actually get to the foam board and the insert compared to all the others. Like with this one, you can just, there's an extra zipper opening. Same with that one, it's an extra opening. But with such like this and even that one, you can't really get to the window for say. It's a bit of a struggle. Okay, so this is what I mean by if you like really pay attention in Otaku Closet, you can find some like hand-me-down ones. I've managed to pick up this little beauty for $5 because they told me that the zipper was messed up. So, of course, me being the crafty chick I am, I actually fixed it, and my little zipper pull is a marionette because I decided to turn it into marionette, miraculous and kind of magical girls, so to say, because it's also star themed. It's kind of got like a little bit of everything in it, but I mean it was well loved, which is something I kind of like respected in a sense, because it's like, oh, it was well loved, so that's perfectly fine. And I mean, I don't have a lot of this kind of merch for say as of now, so I felt like it would be a perfect little setup. Okay, this one's going to become a work in progress again, mostly because I'm not too thrilled with the theme of this one, and especially because I'm like, it's a brown color, and I have a bunch of Eevee merchandise, but also magical stuff. So I'm thinking about changing the theme of this into an Eevee / childhood. Childhood on top, Eevees on the bottom. Because I mean, I've got all these like keychains, and I've got a few buttons, which I'm hoping to get some more buttons. I mean, or I could just do it a completely a childhood one. Yeah, either way. This one's kind of my work in progress right now, because I'm like, I'm still not set with the theme, and especially because all of this childhood likes to shift around and migrate places that they shouldn't be. And I mean, the highlight of this bag usually is all that. This is what catches people's attention, is because nobody's ever seen a Salem the cat, or like an original Tamagotchi in a bag, or even like these little hit clips, or you know, the big button that pretty much says magical girl in training. That always catches people's attentions too. Or even, like I said, all the Eevees on the side. But I mean, this has been a really cute bag. It's actually, I like the fact that it's 2 versus everyone else's that has 1. And I mean, or the fact that like I have 2 shaped ones, one that looks like a cat, and then like one kind of normal one in a sense. Pretty much the last thing I want to talk about with ItaBags in general is like I said, you can pretty much get them anywhere from Hot Topic, and then being called like a Black Cult bags, or Amazon. And just type in ItaBag and you can find dozens of them. I've had pretty good luck with the ones on Amazon. In fact, my 2 that I've gotten from Amazon were pretty have lasted a while. So has the Hot Topic one. The Hot Topic one just has a little bit of a knockoff flaw to it, per se, because it's a different material, but it's also a lot sturdier than said ones that I got from Amazon. Amazon's the very first one that I bought, which is the cat one, is actually kind of falling apart. So, like I said, with wear and tear and how much you use them too will also depend on that. That one being my very first one, of course, I was going to wear it everywhere. And like, I wanted to be the fancy theater kid who didn't, who was pretty unique, and like, their backpack stood out to everyone, and like, everybody loved my backpack. Now, as for making inserts and all that, inserts aren't that hard to make. It is, for me personally, what I did is I take the dimensions of the bag, and then I'll cover a foam board with fabric, then glue the backs of it, but not the front, so that way you can still like move the fabric and like pin things to it. So that way they stay more in place versus a lot of people just pinning it to the fabric itself. Like the hand-me-down that I did get, they had them pinned to the fabric, and it ruins the quality of an Ita bag, and especially if you're going to end up reselling it afterwards. It's better to have an insert than pinning things to your bag, unless that bag is going to be with you for a long time. Like my Kingdom Hearts one is definitely. That's why I have things pinned on the outside. Because I'm like, that's going to be with me for a long time, and I don't care. And especially because, like, that one's more made out of leather. Like, actual leather. So it's sturdy, it's stood up to a lot of things. It's waterproof, which means my LEDs would be protected. And I mean, that's kind of the first one that's like been a real like fun treat and like set theme, so to speak. And I mean, just looking at all these buttons in particular, all of them have some sort of story and some sort of place they've come from. They all have some sort of background. A lot of them being from conventions of some sort. Hell, I have one in my inside jokes that's from back in the days when conventions for World of Warcraft were a thing, and even EverQuest. I used to have a backpack from EverQuest. That is how old... that is technically how old my dad is, because that's from him. I was a wee little tiny person when EverQuest was a big popular thing. And then, I mean, I have a button for World of Warcraft in there. It's not my class or my character. My character was usually a mage, but I have a hunter pin in there instead. But yeah, pretty much. And there's a good portion in there that are actually pretty recent too. And like I still know the artist. So if you guys see a button in specific in any of my bags, I can try and find the artist for you guys if you guys would like that. Just send me a message on Instagram, because comments are still going to be disabled on all these videos. But yeah, pretty much besides that, that's my little tidbit about ItaBags in general. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video, and I will be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye!